Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Tattoo Homewreckers, a podcast where we talk about tattoos, life, and everything in between. My name is Callista, and this is
Gaia.
And this pretty little box here is Where Should We Begin by Esther Perel. Would you like to tell everyone who Esther Perel is?
Only one of my most favorite people on this entire earth. She is a therapist, and she works with like relationship dynamics. I'm gonna lose it now, so I gotta pull up my little reference page.
Okay.
Two of my favorite books. Her first one is Mating in Captivity, and it, for me personally, helped change my view on relationships, because we think here in like the Western world, like Western culture, that that's how relationships work everywhere, and that is not. And so it helped change my perspective. Like, if you don't want to be a jealous individual or like worry about your spouse cheating, Mating in Captivity is phenomenal for that. It made me be I think I was like 22, 23 when I read it, maybe even. It was like right when I first got married. And I was so afraid that Caboose would cheat on me. Not that he ever gave me any reason, but just because I was so insecure about it. And when I read that book, then I was like, fuck it, we'll be fine. If he does, no big deal. We can work through it. And then the next book that she wrote came out in 2017, and that is The State of Affairs. And that just dives into like why people have affairs, what happens if people have affairs, like that it doesn't have to be an end all be all of relationships, but it can indeed be like a reigniting of it. She also has 2 podcasts. Where Should We Begin being one of them, also the name of her game. It's amazing. You get to sit in on therapy sessions, and it's not just with like married couples, and it's also not just with like heterosexual couples. It is with like best friends go on there, like all sorts of different dynamics, and you just get to listen to other people's like issues, which for me makes me feel like I'm not super alone. And then also you're able to like hear her perspective on that. So you'll hear a conversation, you'll hear her answer them, and then you'll get to hear like her side of like what she was saying and what she wanted them to interpret, or like if she thought that maybe she didn't really get that point across. Her other podcast, because her work shifted from just being exclusively with like families, couples, and like those relationship dynamics to then involving work, because she realized how much of a like fundamental difference that makes in people's life.
Wow.
So then her other podcast is called How's Work. I highly recommend listening to them. We will put the links for all of those things, for her books, for her podcast in there. If you like the show on Showtime, which is called Couples Therapy,
oh my God,
you will fucking love her podcast.
That's just lit. It is so good. It is so intense.
Yeah, and that is
good.
her podcast. So I highly recommend it. Any content that she creates, I always find myself absolutely loving. So I was really excited, because if you know anything about me, about our podcast, whatever, these like asking each other questions games are genuinely my favorites, because all I ever want to know is what people are thinking and how their brains work. And so this to me is a great fucking time. I am stoked.
Absolutely. So for the game, it is a storytelling based game. So essentially what's going to happen is one of us is going to be the storyteller at a time, and we both give each other cards. And based off of that card, I think it's like the first like quarter of a sentence, you start with the quarter of the sentence that's on the card and then tell a story based off of that sentence. Each player gets 7 cards, and if you're playing with more than 2 people, then every player would go ahead and give the storyteller a card. Storyteller will shuffle, read all the cards out loud, and get to pick which story they wanted to tell. But because it's just the 2 of us, it's pretty streamlined, pretty fast. However, there will probably be some pauses here and there, just so you guys are aware. Yeah. Because we'll be busy thinking about what story we want to tell.
So we'll do our best to like edit those out. So our producer will definitely have a lot of work to do. But that way, if there are like any sort of breaks, know that your radio did not break. It indeed is us thinking, so we can give you the most authentic like version of what story we want to tell.
Absolutely. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Perfect. Rock, paper, scissors. Just really softly.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, go.
Oh, my bad.
Wait, you're a psychopath. So, it's go.
Rock, paper,
and then
scissors,
on go we do
go.
This. Yes.
Clearly we have never played rock, paper, scissors on the podcast before. Oh my God. Okay, great.
We're
Ready?
going to get so much response for whether you go on go or you don't.
Straight up. Okay, ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, go. There you go. Look at that. So
Okay,
then I
great.
have to go first.
Yes.
So you get to...
All right, so you get to go 1st. Here is your first card.
Okay. Can you read it for me?
Absolutely. If I could whisper something in the ear of my younger self, I would say ...
Okay, so if I could whisper something in the ear of my younger self, I would probably go back to, oh my God, I'm going to fucking cry.
First one down. Do it.
We're
Bring on the waterworks.
both practicing sober life at the moment.
Yeah.
So this is going to be great because then it just means I'm going to cry instead of like, I'll drink for courage here. You just get raw, shitty emotions.
Yeah, that means you guys get to see me go through the koi like it's nobody's business.
Yeah, and me pretend to drink coffee that I've already drank. I would probably go back to 12-year-old me when my parents were first getting divorced. And I would tell her that everything does get better. That like life gets easier. That all those big feelings you currently feel, you're always gonna feel them. But you do learn the tools
Work.
to be able to like handle that and all the stuff that you don't like about yourself that everyone tells you is wrong. It's ADHD and autism. So it's okay. You're not going to get diagnosed yet because you're a girl. And also it's okay that you don't feel like a girl because you're actually like inside you don't fit in any of these categories that everyone wants to put you in, but that you will find so much love and that like you will be okay and life does get easier.
Absolutely. That was so beautiful. Wow, the first one. That was beautiful.
Me actually crying.
I would tell 12-year-olds you to invite me to your fucking wedding, but it's fine. I was like, what, 8 or 9?
Bro, were you even fucking born? I think you were like 1.
I was born.
When I was 12. How old are you now?
Well, here's the thing. 12-year-old you didn't get married at 12. I'm just saying I would tell 12-year-old you to invite me.
Whisper.
Yeah.
To invite a
you don't
random
know
child?
Why. Yes. But
Dude,
you
we
should
said no
invite her.
kids at our wedding.
Still, there were kids.
Although it would have been dope. Anna would have been a really good guest.
Really
Ben
random.
would have been so much fun at my wedding.
Oh my God, are
they
you
were
kidding?
so good at our vow renewal.
You would have been nuts. Ben.
Her parents are lit. They're so much fun. Her dad is all the best parts of a frat
He's
boy.
my OG. Yeah. I
Best
love that
thing
man.
ever.
All right, I guess it's my turn,
Oh
right?
God, now you get to cry.
Okay, cool. All right.
It says, I've been faking and my desire to say orgasm.
That's what my answer was gonna be. Is that not a good answer?
Bitch, you better dig deep. I just cried.
Okay, you're right. I'll dig deep.
Tell her to cry.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh.
I would like to preface this with saying this does not affect the work that I put on people, and I am still a really good artist. So please do not judge me for this. I've been faking being okay at work because I'm really not okay.
You got it. I'm
Thank
right
you.
there with you.
Thank
I know
you.
exactly where you're going because I feel the same way.
I've been faking being okay at work. I'm not okay. I feel like there's always tension and there's always something to be worried about. And I'm not happy in Reno anymore. And although I love the people I work with, it's hard. It's hard to be okay when there's just so much shit all the time. So I've been faking being okay at work.
That's a good answer. Yeah.
Cool.
I did not know that we were just going to come out and cry. But also, that being said,
It's great.
Esther's fucking dope. So I should have known. Oh, fuck. It's my go. Jesus, this is horrible.
Also, I'm sorry if you put these in order. I've been grabbing from the
No.
bottom, not the top. Okay. If you want to make my skin crawl, tease me about ...
Oh, okay. So, okay. So we're just going to come out real fast with this. So, I mean, I talk pretty openly about like having ADHD and autism. Caveat, not been formally diagnosed. I will not get formally diagnosed because I don't fucking care to.
Yeah.
Because I've done enough research on my own that I don't need to.
Fun fact as well. I would just like to intercept real fast. My therapist, okay, again, within the first 10 minutes, we went through a lot.
Yeah.
She was like, do you think that you maybe might have ADHD. And I was like, I've been having a feeling. She's like, I don't think there's any problem with self-diagnosis. So if you feel like you are, then you can freely say that in this room. You will know yourself better than I will know you. And if that's how you feel, absolutely. The whole chart of getting diagnosed for these things for women is fucked.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. So that being said, I have ADHD and I have autism. And I know this and I'm totally comfortable with this. And then what you can tease me about that makes my skin crawl is the fact that I suck my thumb. I've done it since I was born. Technically, actually, I did it in the womb.
There you go.
And up until the other day, because at this point, that's the only thing left. So that's why, like, I can talk about this very freely. Because otherwise, like, you can tease me about whatever, and nothing's going to make my skin crawl. Except that was the one last thing that was super traumatic that, like, I hide from everyone. And we talked about it because I, learned a ton about it. But I was watching just a video and it was talking about stimming. And I was like, well, I don't fucking do that, which was great when I told her. And Caboose and they were both like,
really?
But I was like, well, I don't shake my leg. I don't do any of that. And then I said, I wonder if sucking my thumb is that. And I have silky, so if you see me ever with like a ribbon shoved somewhere, that's because I'm probably having a real bad time with stress. And so there'll be ribbons in my pockets that I rub. And then when I typed in is sucking, and then the rest of the like question for fucking Google, which also lets you know how innocent my searches are, was is sucking your thumb stimming?
I
Because it
not
didn't
even
come up with anything dirty. Yeah, how wholesome. But it said that, and then it came up as like one of the first lists, like the first thing on the list for children. And for people that had like abuse as children, because it's that self-soothing nature. Then the very next thing was rubbing on a material or a blanket or something like that, which I do with silkies. That's what we call them. I'm aware that it's called a fucking ribbon, or it's like this, the silky tags in the back.
Isn't that also an ADHD thing, naming things other things?
Oh, yeah. Everything has a different name to me.
Silkies, snormals.
Yeah. Snormals are worms for
Just so
anyone,
y'all know.
but they are called snormals.
Yes.
I won't talk to you if you call them a worm. Or, my husband, who's
But
got a
glowworm
real
is
name.
okay.
Well, because that's a glowworm. That's not a snormal.
There you go.
Actual snormals are terrifying. But we talked about it, and I realized that because now I don't carry anything that has to do with that, like autism or ADHD, because it isn't this thing that then gets made fun of. Because like as a kid, there was so much shame in it. And then we give the caveat that I did not want. Like, I don't want people to be like, oh my God, your parents were horrible for making you quit. They were super afraid it was going to fuck up my teeth. It didn't. They were super afraid that like my grandma told me when I was little that she was like, when you're 30, like no man's going to marry you if you still suck your thumb. Fun fact, I'm 36. My husband doesn't give a shit. He thinks it's really cute. You don't give a shit.
No.
But like I had not openly discussed this because it was such a thing of shame, because my family perpetuated shame about it, that I was like, oh my God, no one's ever going to love me if anyone knows this. And then when I realized that, I was like, this is literally just how I self-soothe. Then I was like, fuck off. I don't care anymore. So that is the last remaining thing of like, if you tease me about, it would make my skin crawl. Otherwise, like, because I'm fortunate enough that we have this podcast, and because I try to live a very authentic life, there's nothing else you can fucking say anymore.
Fuck yeah.
Because all of my secrets are on the internet. So, yeah, but that's it. And so that's a good way of being like, hey, that's the one thing you could have picked on me. And now if you're like, oh my God, you suck your thumb, then
there's so much power in honesty and like, owning up to it. And yes, and I figured it was just going to be something that you brought up whenever you were ready, but I never thought it was weird.
Yeah.
I only found out about this through living with you. That and the Silkies. And then I was like, this bitch, she's onto something.
Yeah.
Great.
So that's it. And
Good
then
story.
Props for any other thumb suckers out there. I mean, you won't see me doing it in public, but if you're at home with me or like in a place, then
a very safe place. Yeah, absolutely.
A safe place. Because otherwise, like when she walks in the room, I still naturally am like, oh, nope, can't do that. So.
And I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you.
So.
Great. Okay,
Perfect. Awesome.
That was a good one.
Yeah. My experience with death has been.
Wow, great.
You can fucking.
Okay, cool.
You can do whatever you want with that.
I love that yours was such a wholesome story. I know that it used to be a point of shame, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can.
My experience with death has been very intimate. I don't think that anything changes your life quite like someone dying. That is not in the timeline of which they're supposed to die. So when a grandparent dies, like, this is going to sound so calloused, but like it makes sense. You know, they're in the timeline. But I think I've talked about this before very briefly on the podcast, but my cousin died. And she was actually murdered by her husband, and then he killed himself right afterwards. And mind you, this happened, I was 3 tattoos in my apprenticeship.
Yeah.
So pretty early on. And then all within the same year, I was living with my parents and my grandparents at the time, got COVID from a coworker at work, who doesn't work with us anymore. And I was patient 0 at my house. And so 3 of my family members went into the hospital and only 2 of them came out. So my grandpa had died from COVID, and I had a lot of guilt about that. And then a few months after that, my fucking dog died. So my experience with death has been really interesting, but as horrible as losing Reese was, and my grandpa, and obviously my dog, I will say that it has, God, unfortunately made me more mature, I guess. Forced me to grow up, forced me to realize that, like, I've got one fucking shot at this life. And gosh, it's such a good reminder that I don't want to spend a fucking second being with anybody or anything that makes me feel like shit. Because you never know when it's going to be your last fucking day on earth. And if I could minimize the amount of pain that I put myself through in as much as I possibly can, I'm going to fucking do that. Because no matter what, people are going to die in your life.
Oh.
People are going to come and go. People are going to fucking die. So you might as well fucking go down swinging. So that was my experience with death.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Thank you. Wow, that was so
also weird.
fucking
So sniffly. Sorry, y'all, for anyone who's just listening to this.
Yeah.
And you don't like ASMR of people crying.
Okay.
Oh no, it's my go again.
It's your go again.
This is fucking traumatizing.
Okay. Whew. Okay. If I could change something about the way I was raised, it would be ...
Okay. If I could change something about the way I was raised, it would be to know what unconditional love felt like.
Mm-hmm.
Because it took me, I would say, until, I guess it's been 2 summers now. Mm-hmm. Like, because it happened when we first, like, moved to this house, and, like, you and I started living together, where I learned that, like, I didn't have to earn love by doing things for people. Mm-hmm. And I started to, like, put down that pack I would carry of, like, doing everything for everyone, because I, like, was taught from childhood that, like, love is earned, mm-hmm. and that love is finite. Yeah. And now I definitely have an understanding, like, we talk about that, like, just because you love, like, lots of people does not mean anyone gets love less. Mm-hmm. I actually think that, like, the more you love, the more you can love. Yeah, right. But I would, that's what I would change, is that, like, you don't earn love. Love is something that just happens. Mm-hmm. That, like, you can love things, and you don't have to, like, be of service to be loved.
Yeah, you don't have to be anybody's fucking slave for it.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's how I would change it, was that you can just love people.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
You're good.
It's not lying when...
Oh, I don't know. God.
It's not lying when what, Callista? Ooh.
I mean, I still consider a white lie a lie. I just don't think it's that serious. I also, to break this down, I really don't think that lying is that serious.
I don't either.
I mean, shit, after what I literally just talked about, there are so many worse things that could happen. But I guess it's not... it's not lying when... I don't know. Fuck. I mean, I'm very black and white on this. A lie is a lie either way. So that's kind of a hard, finite sentence, but I guess I'll say it's not lying when I say that I really do wish the best for everyone, even the people that have hurt me. I just hope I never fucking hear about it.
I love that.
So, if you get everything you want in your life, that's fucking dope. I don't want to fucking hear about it. So, simple.
That's great.
There you go. Okay.
I like that we started out with some real heavy ones and it got a little bit easier there. Y'all are just on this roller coaster with us.
Okay, I've forgotten how to.
I've forgotten how to tie my shoelaces so they don't come undone. And I've watched that fucking TED Talk about it, and I swear to God I'm doing it the way that they're supposed to, where it never comes undone, because Caboose and I watched a TED Talk on how to tie your shoelaces, and I think I've forgotten how.
Oh.
And now I'm too lazy. So now I just have to double knot my shoelaces, or how many times do you have to stop for me to retie my shoelaces? Because once again, I'm 36 years old, and I've forgotten how to tie my shoelaces efficiently.
I did not know that there was a way to do it so that way they're not undone ever.
Yeah, there's a whole TED Talk about it. He teaches you something instead of down the rabbit hole, you come up. I don't know. Caboose knows how to do it.
I have a question.
What?
There's very niche TED Talks out there. That one's niche as fuck. How the fuck do we get on a TED Talk?
How do we?
Yeah.
I think you have to apply. You have to know stuff.
I feel we know that. That's knowing something. We know.
Yeah,
things.
but that's that. Caboose still uses that to this day. He didn't forget how.
We know what it's like to be women in a male-dominated industry, in the tattoo industry.
Well, that's why we have a podcast.
That's why. Welcome to Tattoo Homewreckers.
Yes, where we just cry randomly. I've been a poor friend too.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I feel like we were going to say, if we were to answer that together, we'd say the same person because we are terrible friends to her.
I've been a poor friend to our friend Chloe. I feel like, I don't know how this happens, but life always gets in the way of our fucking plans, and I feel really fucking bad about it. And I love Chloe to death. I really fucking do.
Yep.
I recently had to cancel on her back piece, and I still feel really fucking guilty about it.
And that time we stood her up because we fucking I mixed up the days. Yeah. I thought it was the next day that we were supposed to go watch TV with her. It was literally we are horrible friends to her.
My calendar. It was in my calendar, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? And she sent us a text, and I was like, wow, I'm awful. Mm-hmm. So I've been a poor friend to Chloe, and I really want to change that. Yeah, there you go. That was hard.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no one understands my relationship to...
Oh, no one understands my relationship to... Fuck, dude, I don't know. I think I'm pretty... Wait, I was like, do you have a hint for that?
I thought I did, but now I don't know. Your relationship to pickles.
I'm not going to eat a pickle. I'll eat it when I turn 40. I told you.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I'm not.
So is it I just want to know, is it like the smell? Is it like the look of them? Because they're like lime, like fucking...
It's everything. Look, I love vinegar.
Yeah. That's why I'm confused.
And I love lots of pickled things.
You like pickled onions.
They're delicious. They're sweet.
Okay, that's fair.
And I know that people say that you can get sweet pickles, but they look gross.
Sweet pickles are disgusting, by the way.
Oh, okay. So, and I trust her on food stuff. Mm. So she is genuinely actually.
I hate sweet pickle.
You know what? That's probably it. No one understands my relationship to you. To you.
Do explain. Please explain.
You are somehow not only my security person, so you're my security blanket as a person, that when I'm like, no, I don't want to try that, and you're like, hey, you'll like it, I have full trust in you that I will actually like something.
Yeah.
And when you're like, no, you won't like this, I just never try it because I'm like, no, 100% she knows I won't like it. She is like my food watchdog, and she's that way with a lot of stuff. She'll watch a movie and be like, no, you won't like it. Mm-hmm. And then I'll be like, fuck it, we'll watch it together because I know I won't, and then we can try it.
Yeah.
But I am real weird about food because I already been discussed before.
This is a
Overcoming
story.
an eating disorder.
Right. Well, also, like, your brother's making you try fucking weird things, right? Or, like, shaming you for not trying.
Yeah.
Some story.
I get real pissed off about people saying that, like, people are picky eaters. Because, and I think it was great. I watched a thing the other day about it, and she was talking about, like, you're not a picky eater. You're just selective. Stop fucking putting that, like, negative connotation. Because here's my thing with that.
Right.
If you have shit you don't like, if you're like, hey, I don't really like horror movies, no one's like, oh my God, you're a picky viewer. Fuck off.
Literally.
If you don't like something, you don't have to like it. And fuck you for being like, you have to try it. No. Because if you're anything like me, and like if something has a weird smell, a weird texture, like, things. Yeah, I'm very, very sensitive about like any sort of sensory things. Mm-hmm. And then if you force me into it, it gets way worse. Because then even if it was like, oh, that'll be delicious, the moment you're like, you have to eat that. And that was what I was raised with. Like, you have to finish your plate. If someone offers you something, you have to eat it, mm-hmm. which has been super weird since I became a vegetarian because I still have a lot of guilt around saying no to people's food. Mm-hmm. And being like, sorry, I'm a vegetarian. And they'll be like, no, try it anyway. And I'm like, bro, that's meat. No. But yeah, like, that whole thing makes me so angry. And yeah, my relationship to you about food is something that I don't think people get, that like you are my trusted source, that I'm like, I don't know, will I like it? And you're like, yes. Or you'll be like, no. Yeah. Like, you can taste a drink and be like, you won't like that. Caboose is also really good at it.
He is. Yeah. He's tuned in.
Yeah.
He's tuned in. I think that, like, personally, as someone who has had that unnecessary hatred for picky people just because of how I grew up.
Yeah.
I was raised in a culture where, like, that was not okay. If I can get over it, you guys can too. It's mm-hmm. really not affecting anybody.
No.
It doesn't fucking matter. You're fine.
No.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. The last promise I broke was... All right, Callista, what's the last promise you broke? I'd love to hear that story.
I think the last promise I broke was that I wasn't going to leave someone without communicating with them first. But I broke that promise because it came to I came to the conclusion that there really was no conversation that was going to be productive and going to make me feel good about things. I left because I knew that, like, even if we did have a full-on conversation about why things didn't work out and we had closure or whatever, I would somehow be finagled into staying. Mm-hmm. And I've never gotten no contact with someone to this extreme length. And it's been really hard, but I think I broke that promise for a good reason. So I'm going to stand true to that. That's not what
I thought you were going to say.
What did you
I thought you were going to say that the promise you broke was that you weren't going to fucking be with that person again because everyone in your life knew that it was super fucking shitty and toxic. Mm-hmm. And then you broke the promise to us because that person manipulated you. So then that promise is a good promise to break.
All right. Here's the thing. That last promise, the one that I talked about, was good to break. Sorry for breaking your guys' hearts. To be fair.
No, it all worked out, but your promise was a good one to break. So yes, that's a good fucking promise to break.
It all worked out. And also, I fucking had to do 50 thrusters, so I don't want to talk about it, okay? Or something like that.
I did them with you. Yeah, because
you did not have to do that with me. Yeah. And you know it, too. Because you did vault right afterwards, too.
Yeah, I did.
Fucking psychopath.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Something my best friends know about me that no one else does. I think you just revealed that on the podcast. That was the last thing, right?
I don't know. I don't know what you guys... I mean, if you have something... I don't have like a...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have something.
Oh, yeah.
So something that we know about Gaia that I guess no one else does, something I know, is the fact that Gaia gets really hooked on certain outfits. And it was really funny because my mom bought us reindeer onesies for Christmas. And it's so fluffy, right? And they're actually really soft. They're really good onesies, and none of us have thrown them away. It's so funny. It's so cute because I'll just randomly walk in the house and someone will be a reindeer. It's great. It's phenomenal. But we found a brown, what is it called? Like a jumper?
Yeah.
A jumper?
A jumpsuit, I think.
Jumpsuit. And it's like, it's super airy, clothy. It's perfect for summer. And it's literally just the summer version of that onesie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am now just a summer reindeer. So I just don't have my horns or my like nose.
Your nose, but
So now I'm just a summer reindeer. So shout out to me. Yeah. Woo! I also genuinely just wore that onesie out everywhere.
Yes. And like, she'll get everything of every color too. So
so now I have like a bunch of those like summer onesies.
They're super cute.
Yeah. So that's great. I loved that. That was hilarious.
Cool.
I forgot about that. And I was like, oh, people have seen me dressed as a reindeer. And y'all, sometimes I go to work as a reindeer.
Yeah.
So.
Or to breakfast.
Yeah. I've been to breakfast a bunch of times. And then people make comments. They're like, what's the deal with the onesie? Bitch. Have you met me? I'm
a furry.
Yeah, I'm not. That's what she should have said.
She's a furry.
I'm not. I haven't like, I don't know. I haven't done anything furry-esque yet.
Yeah.
The celebrity I'd want to play me in a movie.
Oh my God.
That one's really cute.
Florence Pugh. We do not look anything alike.
She's got range. She could do it.
She's got range. She could for sure do it.
Yeah.
Either that or the girl from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, yeah. She reminds me of you anyway.
Her name's Stephanie, right? Stephanie, I don't remember. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if that's wrong. Okay, cool. Yeah. The book I recommend most often. That's a good one.
Ooh,
I just got foundation on this card.
That's hard. I recommend so many books. The one book I recommend most often. Fuck, dude. I mean, obviously, excuse me, I just burped that one. Obviously, Brene Brown, for anyone who doesn't know me. I'm in my brain, I'm on a first name basis.
Me and Brene are cool like that.
No, we are not. She does not know I exist. But
we wish.
No, I would be so intimidated.
Oh my God, I wish she knew us. I wish I knew her.
No, I would like celebrities, like movie stars. I will not fangirl out on. But like, if I were to ever to like hear from or like talk to anything from like Esther Perel, Brene Brown, like any of these like that you guys like to call self-help books that you talk shit about, that they like literally got me through all those fundamental years of like learning how to have emotions. Because when you grow up in an emotion deficient household, you have to read books to learn how to be a human being. So yeah, I would just say probably Atlas of the Heart. I recommend that one a lot because it breaks down the emotions to everyone. And then I tell you as well about how Brene narrates it herself. So if you, like me, have a hard time reading, then she narrates it herself, and the audio version of it, dope. She goes on whole little, like, I was going to say side quests, but little side stories. Also, she's got a series. But yeah, Glennon Doyle, Brene Brown, Esther Perel, and Eve Rodsky. Those are like my like go-tos. James Clear, obviously.
Atomic Habits.
Yeah, Atomic Habits we talk about all the time. It really just depends on what I'm talking to that client about, what book recommendation they need. Because I have like a library of books that I can be like, I have a book for that.
Can I intercept?
Yes.
What book would you recommend for me right now? In my place in life, in my journey, what book would you recommend to me?
I would honestly say that you should sit down with Atlas of the Heart. So that way you can be more clear on the emotions. And that way you can be more forgiving for yourself for feeling emotions, because you still have a really hard time identifying emotions, feeling emotions. And so that's where I would start with you is like, hey, because I personally, and this could just be like how my brain works, I think that once you have the words to be able to describe what's happening inside, then it makes it much easier to communicate that. I think a lot, for me personally, the frustration in communication lies when I don't have words for stuff. So I would say Atlas of the Heart. Yeah,
it would be a good read all the way around. Because she also has an HBO special, right? And she goes through that book.
Yes.
Oh, brutal. Amazing,
it's amazing.
Brutal in a good way.
Yep.
Thank you for that.
No problem.
Great.
Wait, same question back to you. What book would you recommend for me right now, where I'm at?
With where you're at? I would recommend East of Eden by John Steinbeck.
Ooh, I should make that my next book because you talk about that. You love that book.
Okay, given it's been a long time since I've read it, so I don't know if it's actually good. I know that it was my favorite book back when I was a teenager.
Perfect.
I don't know if it's my favorite book now.
A Wrinkle in Time was mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then it's what he gives to Roy and Ted. Yeah.
Amazing. That's
and
hilarious.
It's a phenomenal book.
Is that an English thing or no? It's just a happen thing. It just happened to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, happened to happen. Yeah, Perfect. East of Eden. I think you'd enjoy it. Maybe. I don't know.
Nice. Oh, it's your go.
Yeah.
We'll do like 2 more questions, y'all.
Cool.
I've always been embarrassed about. What are you embarrassed about? I had to share what I was embarrassed about. Oh, y'all. What are you embarrassed about? She farts constantly, nonstop.
I literally don't.
That's a lie.
I was like, wait, I don't though. Oh my God. Fuck, dude. Shit, dog.
Your face was so good. I actually don't think I've ever heard you fart.
I don't think
like not even in your sleep.
I farted in front of you guys that one time at American Iron Gym because we were doing so you like sit down and then you hop up and do a squat. Do you know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I farted on accident. I don't know if you guys heard it, but I heard it and I was laughing.
Oh no, I don't remember that at all.
Okay, well, I love that. I can clearly remember. I was like painting a scene in your brain for that. You and Caboose were there. No. Okay, I have always been embarrassed about the fact that I sleep with my eyes open.
Why are you embarrassed? It's amazing. It either is super cute because she also like wakes herself up by going,
I do.
And it's really cute.
That is super, that's
and
super
her eyeballs being open is adorable, or it's fucking terrifying because they're sometimes slightly open. So then you're just like, oh, you see it's like, and just to be clear, it is not the white of her eyes ever. The eyes do not roll back. So that whole bullshit of no, you see her actual pupil. So I don't know how she's sleeping because you can see the pupil. It's always like centered. So like if her eyes lay down, they're centered like that. And I say centered and I look like you're cross-eyed.
Centered like that.
She looks like googly eyes broken. But you like, it's hard too because of course for anyone that follows me on social media knows that I take lots of videos while she's sleeping.
Oh my God.
And then I will have to like glance several times like, is this bitch sleeping? Because then you can't tell. And I don't understand how her brain turns off when her pupils are still being surrounded by light.
I don't know either. And okay.
So it's scary or adorable depending on the rest of the facial expression.
I'm embarrassed because that is not, what the fuck? Can I tell you how many conversations I've had to have with like significant others or people that I sleep with? Like, hey, just, I sleep with my eyes open. Ha ha ha.
Why do you warn them?
Do. Because it's jarring.
Yeah, that's so much more fun.
Fuck no.
I think we should take a vote on this. Y'all, I'm going to put a poll down in the bottom of whether in Spotify or wherever the fuck it's at, of whether or not she should should warn people that she sleeps with her eyes open.
People never fucking believe me.
I didn't get a warning.
Because I'm not sleeping with you.
We were sleeping in the same room. We sleep in the same bed when we travel. Sometimes, not always.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. You didn't warn me.
Man. Okay.
I just had to learn.
Don't do me dirty on this poll, you guys. Yes. And no one believes me. It's a real thing. She can vouch. It's fucking real. There's a lot of photos.
And a lot of video.
Oh, I've never shared the whole story about the time... ...
Oh, I've never shared the whole story about the time... Fuck, dude, I don't know. I don't know what story I'd want to...
I'm pretty diligent about all your stories, I will say.
I feel like a lot of my stories are quite long-winded.
That's part of the story.
Yeah, but I like share every part of the story.
Mm.
Oh, fuck me. I'm trying to think of a story.
It's okay. My brain instinctively went to, you've never shared the whole story about the time that raccoon mug got broken.
Oh my God. Yeah. That you forgot that was already broken. So I don't remember how, I think it was, I think our roommate broke a different mug. Mm-hmm. I think Bailey broke that mug. Mm-hmm. So we went to, I think Caboose's 30th birthday. Mm-hmm. We went down to Hunting Island in South Carolina and we went camping and it was dope. We got to like sleep in the back of his truck. We had like a tent on the back of it, and it was like really pretty, really nice. We went and explored Buford, and then there were raccoons everywhere, and I did not pet them, but I tried.
Oh my god.
And before you come for me, whatever, I'm gonna die because I'm gonna pet something that's you're not supposed to pet. I don't care. Worth it. If I like fuck up my face because something attacked me, I will wear those scars with pride.
I'm not gonna let you do this.
You're not gonna be there when I'm trying to pet a bear.
There we go.
But yeah, so then they had these souvenir mugs in the like little, we'll be really nice to them and say it was a shop because it was quite scary in there. Very sketchy. And
someone
they had raccoons. Yeah. It was like it was like a bathroom shed situation.
Oh my god.
But they had souvenir mugs and groceries. It's very weird.
Yeah.
And then we bought a souvenir mug. We then discovered later that same mug is at most national parks because they have it at Yosemite as well. So that was a little bit disappointing. But then Bailey knocked it off, I think off of Caboose's desk because she, at that point, would like jump up on desks and shit. Knocked it off, broke the handle. We did not think we could replace it with another location because we thought it was only from that one place. And then I don't remember your part. I just remember you thinking you broke it.
I was really sad. I thought I broke it because I placed it wrong in the dishwasher or something. So when I took it out, so that way like I could dry it and put it back, I sent you guys a picture of it. And I said, oh my god, I think I broke the mug. I'm so sorry. It's like
glued it
cracked.
back, so it's cracked.
Yeah, I was like, it's like cracked. I'm so sorry because it was like one of my favorite mugs too of your guys's because we all share mugs and stuff. But I love that raccoon mug. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And then it was so funny because Caboose's response was like, oh, you sweet child. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, we've like told you this story a million times. And I'm like, fuck, dude. I don't fucking know where it goes. It's just Space Cadet all the time up in here.
Yeah, but it's great because it means I get to retell stories to you all the time. And you're just like, oh my god, brand new information.
Yeah.
And as someone who loves telling stories, that's phenomenal for me.
It's a goldfish effect.
Biga bam.
Cool.
You have to go now.
Okay, great. Is this our last one?
My guilty pleasure is... We'll do one more after this.
Okay,
on
cool.
each side. What's your guilty pleasure? She masturbates vigorously.
Stop, dude. Oh my god. Holy shit.
I can't help it. I have to say it.
It's either farting or masturbating with you. Are you okay? Oh my god.
Boy, it hurts.
My guilty pleasure is electronic dance music. I listen to it in the shower. I listen to it when I'm cooking. I listen to it when I'm drawing. I listen to it on the way to work. I listen to it at work. Like, it is EDM.
I think everyone already knows that. I don't think that is your guilty pleasure.
Oh,
I think you going in like your fucking raccoon mode when you have
oh yeah, my face is like this in the hoodie.
Yeah.
I don't know what else.
Hibernate in your fucking room and play video games.
Yeah, but I'm not guilty about that.
Oh, but you're guilty about EDM?
I am guilty about EDM.
Why?
It's not great. It's not great.
That's okay. At least you can admit it.
Yeah. Just makes my brain go, ooh. You know, it's like a little massage. Okay, great.
All right, last card.
In my weirdest dream, I am.
In my weirdest dream... I have to tell a story about this. What's my weirdest dream? I have pretty, vivid dreams. Oh, my God. You know what? This is great. In my weirdest dream, I'm sleeping with people that I know that I'm not attracted to.
Oh, my God.
And it's great, right? Because it always... She knows exactly what I'm talking about. It always has to do with problematic coworkers.
That's always that.
Always. So when I have, a problematic thing, and it doesn't mean that, they were being a dick. It can be stuff just tics that they have, because once again, very sensitive about auditory things, very sensitive about shit like that. So if they blast music and I am really sensitive to that,
it's very simple.
Then I will not, and I've tried to address it with them and it doesn't improve. It's still an awful thing. In my dream, I will be dating this person and also sleeping with them and stuff in order to get them to stop having whatever this horrible thing is, whether it's like eating disgusting food at work, whatever the fuck it is. And then it is so disturbing because I'm never attracted to these people. But in my dream, I'm hoping that my love will cure this of this fucking horrible thing that I have to deal with.
Captain Save a Ho.
Yes, I am Captain Save a Ho in my dream,
In
being
your
like, I'm
weirdest
going to
dream.
fix this one random thing you
God.
do that causes me so much pain.
Man.
Why? Why do you just all the time? Awful. Don't
When you
do
told
that.
me that, I thought it was so fucking funny, dude.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
It's my weirdest dream.
Good dream.
Imagining I'm sleeping with my coworkers so I can help them not be shitty coworkers.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Well,
All right.
you know, the snatch just helps people cure themselves.
My snatch just is cursed. Okay, sorry, continue.
I mean, I wouldn't disagree. I did draw a flash on your cursed snatch.
Fucking crazy.
My most tenacious vice. Also, just a caveat, because I like to tell embarrassing shit about us. Both of us read that, and then I had to be like, tenacious?
Like
I don't necessarily know the exact definition, like if that is indeed correct.
Yeah.
So then, because I was like, I'm just thinking of tenacious D, and I got stuck there.
Yep.
And so then I had to go Google it. And then we had to be like, wait, okay, so that makes sense. Now, let's verify that vice is the correct thing, too.
Right.
We did Google, because this is the one card that we read beforehand.
Yes, we Googled it, and it was... I was very embarrassed, because I'm like, now I can't think of what either of these words mean.
Yep.
My most tenacious vice would
So that's
probably
medium.
be... I'm pretty guilty of this. I would say isolating when there is conflict, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm pretty good at it. Okay, let me change my answer. My most tenacious vice actually has something to do with my dad. When me and my dad get in fights, I tend to, what is it called when you make a situation worse?
Exacerbate.
I exacerbate the fuck out of our fights. I like what? It's not elevate, but like I take things to a higher
Extreme,
level.
yeah.
Yeah, like they don't need to get amped up that high, but like for some reason with him, and we haven't had a fight in a long time, but with him, he is like the only person I've ever like really gotten in a screaming match with. And like I will drop the F-bomb. I will be like, what the fuck? This doesn't make any fucking sense. Blah, 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 blah. And like, as soon as I start cursing, it sets him off. And then all of a sudden we're two fucking raging forest fires destroying a whole town. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's my answer. My most
That's a
tenacious
good
vice is
answer.
making fights with my dad so much worse. Why do I do that? I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, that's a good answer.
Thank you.
All right. So on that, I would say we will put the link to this game down in the show notes. And you should, if you enjoyed this and or you want to do this sort of game where you will sometimes cry, sometimes laugh, but learn a lot about each other or help each other out answering questions, then you should absolutely buy this game. Also, it'll be supporting Esther, and I love her.
For me, I like this game a lot more than We're Not Really Strangers, just because it is forcing people to dig deeper and actually tell stories. Also, some of those questions, you gotta watch out, because if you're playing We're Not Really Strangers with people who are shitty, they'll make you feel like shit about yourself. So maybe don't do that.
Yeah, so I think this gets a 10 out of 10. It got us to cry in the first couple.
Yeah.
And then we got to end on a happier note.
Yes.
Alrighty, so on that note, I guess I
God.
should go first.
Please.
Because you went first last time.
What is your win for the week?
My win for the week is that I have, I'm really bad about like drawing for fun, and I need other people to like get me to draw. And I've committed myself to draw for like one of our friends in South Carolina because he's having a kid, and I love doing nursery artwork. I know that probably sounds super weird to people because I'm like, oh, I'm not a huge fan of kids and I'm a fucking tough badass. But nurseries, dope. I would fucking paint murals in nurseries all day long. I love it. So I'm doing that artwork, and then we're doing the skateboard deck. So I'm like committing to creating artwork outside of tattooing just for my love of artwork.
Yeah, that is
So
awesome.
that's my win for the week.
That's a great win for the week.
Thanks.
Proud of you.
Thanks. I'm trying to pretend to be a real artist.
You are. You've always been a real artist. That's something that her best friends know that you guys don't know. She always forgets that she can draw. It's crazy.
Every time.
Nuts.
Every time I look through a sketchbook, I'm like, oh my God, y'all I can like draw?
Yeah.
Every time.
So like genuine surprise. My win for the week is cutting back on alcohol, which has been a journey, and asking myself, okay, like even though it's my weekend, like, do I need a shot or am I just understimulated?
That's a big win.
That's a big win for me. So I am trying, again, we are in our sober-ish era. I'm sure when I get to EDC, I'll party a little bit, but I'm DD for the most part. So it's not going to be too much.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, guys. We love you so much. As always, let us know how you like this. Leave reviews if you liked it. If you didn't like it, you don't need to leave a review. And I don't know, what do they say? Like, subscribe, follow, all that shit.
I don't know, just
but more
DM
accurately, send us messages. We love hearing from every single one of you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much, and we will see you back next week when she gets back from
Vegas.
yeah, that place, listening to her guilty pleasure.
Oh, God.
Bye, y'all.
See ya.